Welcome to Mountain Mom Stronger. Today we have a run fit workout. So it's going to start off with mobility. We're going to work into stability and build strength in the legs and a little bit of posture. Then we're going to finish off with a little bit more mobility. We need a loop band and some dumbbells. I have a set of 10s and a 20. So let's get started here down on the floor. We're going to start off with some thoracic rotation. So lying down on the floor, hold that knee down on the ground above your hip. You're going to reach across. If you have space, you can open up all the way. Keeping this knee down on the floor. Inhale, reach forward. Open up and hang out in that sticky spot. Inhale, reach forward, and exhale and open up. Good, couple more on this side. Now you can roll over to the other side or press up. I'm not going to turn my back to you, so I'm just going to switch sides here. So here we are, opening up onto the other side. Keep that knee down. Follow your eyes to your hand. So rotate that neck. Couple more. And last one. Good. We're going to get ourselves up onto all fours. We're going to stretch out our adductors, our inner thigh. So you're going to reach out your right leg, foot planted on the ground, and hinge back. You can bring your hands more forward to get a deeper stretch. Keeping a nice neutral spine. Try not to round here. Exhale as you sit back into it. Keep a little tension in your core. Nice and long through the crown of your head. Keep that foot down on the floor as best as you can. One more, and then we're going to switch sides. Switching sides from a front view. Nice work. Keeping that foot down on the floor as best as you can. Reaching the hands forward if you want a deeper stretch. Excellent. We're going to go forward and we're going to stick our one leg out. So we're going to rock back and forth into a hip stretch and then a hamstring stretch. So rocking back and forth, walking your hands up and down. Flexing the toe towards you. Keeping long and neutral in the spine. Try not to slump all the way down. Try to keep nice and neutral. A couple more. Opening the hip. And stretching out that hamstring. Excellent. Let's switch over to the other side. Notice if there's any difference between your right and left. Something you need to work on. Asymmetries can cause injuries. We want our sides to be as close as possible in strength and mobility. So this gives you clues in what you need to work on and do a little extra throughout the week. So after this one, we're going to get up and we're going to start to activate some of our muscles. We're going to begin with a hip flexor activation and some stability standing on one leg. Now running is all about balance. So if you need to hold on to a wall or something to begin with this one, you can. So we're going to stack our ribs over our pelvis, engage our core, and we're going to lift up and hold for 3 seconds. 3, 2, 1. To the other side. 3, 2, 1. From the front, my hips are level, my shoulders are level. I'm zipping up my core. Inhale. Being nice and solid on that foot. And again, if you need to hold on to a wall, you can. Holding for 3 seconds at the top. If you run out of air, inhale, but keep tension in your core. Often our hip flexors get tight and weak, so we need to activate them. Good. Feel that core engagement. Last one. We're going to place the band up around our knee and we're going to go into a standing clam. So I'm going to stand here with my foot on the couch, thighs are parallel. I'm going to hip hinge, and from here I'm going to open up, keeping everything nice and stable. We don't want to rotate our upper body. All the movement is coming from the hips. So my toe there is just touching the wall, or the edge of the couch there. And I'm activating my glute med, but I'm also stabilizing on this standing leg. So you might feel it quite a bit on the standing leg, not just the leg that's abducting. We're going to do 45 seconds, so we got 15 seconds to go. Get your arms in there, because our arms, this is what we're doing when we're running, and our left glute that I'm standing on is working with this right lat, and our arm swing matters. Switch sides. Hip hinge here. Nice work. And then after this one, we're going to get into our circuit, and we're going to combine that hip flexor march with a plank. It's nice and stable. I can really feel both my glutes burning here. Last couple. Good. So we're going to place this band back around our feet. You have a couple different options here. For a plank, you can set up with your hands up on a higher surface or down on the floor. And then we're going to do a plank, 3-point plank. You're pulling up on the band, getting the hip flexors engaged here. So long through that crown. Chin tucked in, neck long. Nice neutral spine, no arching in the back, no rounding, no sagging. Strong. I'm exhaling and engaging as I pull up, getting my hip flexors on. We're really getting our core in here now. We got just under 30 seconds to go. If your hands, your wrists are sore, you can always move up to your fists. Your choice. Slow and controlled. The slower you go, the more you're going to feel this. You can move to a higher surface if it's too hard, or if it's not challenging enough, move down to the floor in the next round. 3, 2, and 1. We're going to go into some lunges. We're going to do a reverse lunge with some rotation. So you can take your weight here, and as we rotate, lunge, we're going to rotate over that front leg. Alternating sides, glide that hip back, drive up through the heel. We're rotating, getting a little bit of hip internal rotation, which is really important. If you lack that internal rotation, you end up not using your glutes. You end up shortening your stride. Thus, you're not getting your glutes with each stride, and then they get weaker. So lengthen the glutes here, 30 seconds to go, alternating sides. So I'm bringing my belly button down to my thigh, just a little rotation in that thoracic spine. We do need rotation in our spine when we're running. Even though we're generally just going straight and we're pretty static, we are a little bit. 3, 2, and 1. Next we're going to go into lunges. So if you have a wall behind you, you can either sit down with your back and your head on the wall, and you're going to and reach up and back down. If you don't have a wall, just seated, you're reaching back towards that wall, gliding those shoulder blades together. long through the crown. So we're working on posture, opening up the chest here, and getting these back muscles, these mid-traps, firing up so that when you run, you don't end up slouched. If you're slouched when you're running, you're not able to get a lot of air into your lungs, for one, and your core system doesn't work as well when you're slumped. We need to be ribs stacked over pelvis. If you're on the wall, try and keep your wrists flat to the wall. This is a good one too if you're sitting at your desk all day. Tuck that chin in, stack your ribs up, and do a couple of these and just activate these muscles. We get put forward so much. A couple more here. Really challenging that core to keep those ribs down. We're moving into step-ups, a couple options. You can do one leg. We get our chest over our thigh. Exhale, lift yourself up. First round I'm going to do just body weight and get the motion. Second round I will add some weight too. Hinging at the hips. You can use a higher surface if this is feeling good, but make sure you're lifting yourself up. You're not just bouncing off the ground. We're doing 45 each side. Hinging, using that hamstring to lower yourself down. If you're feeling wobbly here, you can always add that little rotation, belly button to thigh. Keep that glute active. One more. Switch sides. Other side. Here you are in this hip hinge. Exhale, come up. Little rotation on the way down. We'll keep that hip and knee in line. Using those arms, lifting yourself up. Don't bounce. Lean into it, be in position so that you can lift yourself up. Nice work. 15 seconds, just a few more reps. Let's finish off one more. Here we go. Slowly lower yourself back down. Awesome. Back into that plank march. Grab the band. We're going to place it around our feet. Get into position here. Hands into shoulders. Ready? Pausing up at the top. Bringing that knee straight through in line with your hip. So it should land just on the inside of your wrists. If your band is tighter and you can only get to here, that's fine. Do your best. We're going to get those hip flexors going. Stability in the shoulders. Turn those elbow creases forward. That'll give you a bit more stability in your shoulders. We're halfway. If you need a little break, you can come back into a little downward dog and then get back into it. That's it. Last 10 seconds. Stay strong. Strong in those shoulders. Strong in your core. 3, 2, and 1. All right, we're going back into those rotations. So grab your weight. 3, 2, 1. Here we go. Stepping back, rotating over that front leg. Driving up through that heel. Keeping that big toe in contact with the floor. It wants to roll out, but don't let it. Stepping back in line with your hips. Don't get tandem. Nice work. 30 seconds to go. You can pick up the tempo if you want to make it more challenging. But keep good form, keep good breath. One more reps on each side. Here we go. Finish strong. Five, 4, 3, last one, 2, and 1. Back into those wall angels. So I'm going to show you from behind, ribs stacked over pelvis, core nice and strong. We're going to reach up and down, squeezing these shoulder blades together. Keeping nice and open in the chest. Without flaring those ribs, keep those ribs down. Or up against the wall. Nice work. Building endurance in these postural muscles, long through the crown. Keeping those ribs down, keep tension in the core. 3, 2, and 1. All right, we're getting back up into those step ups. This time I'm gonna grab my 10-pound weights. I'm gonna stay with the smaller step. I'm gonna start with my right leg, 45 seconds. Here we go. Hinge. Lifting myself up, barely putting any weight on that other leg. Try to keep it all in this top leg on the box. Hinge, neutral spine. Pushing up through that heel, keeping ankle, knee, hip, and shoulder all aligned. Switch sides. 30 seconds here. Lifting yourself up. Look, there's like barely any weight on this bottom foot. You got this 10 seconds. Finish strong, and then we're going to stretch it out. 3, 2, and 1. Good. So we're going to stretch it out. I'm going to use my weight here and put my toes up on the dumbbell, and I'm going to keep my body in good alignment, and I'm going to lean forward into it, stretching out that calf. So from the side view, core zipped up, I'm leaning into it. I'm not folding at my waist and keeping good posture. I'm reaching my heel long to the floor. My toe is up on the dumbbell. Breathing. Nice work. Let's switch up your legs here, other side. Toes are up. Core's, body's in a nice straight line, leaning forward into it. And if you need longer in any of these exercises, by all means, press pause and stay in them a little longer. 5, 4, 3, 2, and 1. We're going to get down into this half kneeling position. I'm going to tuck my bum under, which is going to kind of give me a nice stretch in the front of this hip. And then I'm going to reach my left arm up as this is tucked in, and I'm going to stretch out to the side. Think about this hip bone is like a flashlight and it's pointing to the left slightly. Create a little tension here. Now you can really feel that stretch. So hip bones turning to the left. We're squeezing the glute, tucking that bum under, reaching up, little side bend. 3, 2, and 1. Other side. Tuck that tailbone under, hips forward. Keeping the ribs stacked. Create a little bit of tension. We're going to lean and point our hip bone out to the side. It's not actually physically going to move, but just think about pointing the hip bone the opposite way that you're reaching. Breathing here, expanding through the ribs. Five, 4, 3, 2, and 1. We're going to finish off in a deep squat. Now, if you need something to support yourself, you can always sit on a ball or your stool or something. And we're going to let ourselves go down and just relax the pelvic floor and breathe into our back body. You can rock yourself side to side. You can push your hips open. Do what feels good here. We're here for another about 30 seconds. guys are doing great. So this mobility is just as important as the stability. Without mobility, you can't have stability. Without stability, you can't really work on strength. So we need a little bit of everything. So take the time, spend the time. I know it's hard for runners to focus on other things but running, but you really need that mobility, stability, and strength to be a faster and to be a runner that's injury-free. So nice work, and have yourselves a wonderful day.